Alright, let's talk about red card. For starters, if there's any jokers you feel very strongly about, you think they're way too strong or way underpowered, you're probably just wrong. You really think the balance team got it that wrong? It's probably just you. You're thinking about it wrong. That's okay. It's okay to get stuff wrong when you're learning a new game, as long as you keep an open mind and you are, in fact, willing to learn. This is different from if you were to come in and say, oh, when I was using the red card, I was a little bit disappointed by it. I was a little bit confused by it. I wish I had done a little bit more. I wish it was a little bit stronger. Maybe +4 molt instead of +3 molt per booster pack. Okay, 1 molt more, that's 30% more molt. Are we saying that the red card is that weak that it needs a 30% buff? Maybe, but probably not. Another way to think about it, the red card is currently a $5 common. Maybe it's not strong enough to be a $5 common. Maybe we should reduce the price and it should be a $4 joker instead. $4 just like the green card is $4. Okay, but then you're saying, of all the different commons, of about 60 different common jokers, are we saying that the red card is the lowest tier, the $4 tier? Are we saying that red card is just as bad as all of these page 1 jokers? Just as bad as all these $4 perishable jokers is what I call them? I don't think that's true. That doesn't feel correct, right? Actually, I think of all the different commons, the most powerful commons are the ones that generate money. And maybe just one rank below those are the ones that generate value instead of just money directly. And so these stacking plus molt jokers, these don't give you money every round, they give you more value every round. Value in the form of more points, more molt every round. And so, what's the point of making all this money if not to convert that money into more points? It is incredibly powerful being able to consolidate all of your plus molt or all of your scoring into just one joker slot. So rather than having 3 different joker slots that give you plus 15 molt each, instead of having Swashbuckler and Fist and Mystic Summit or Abstract or whatever it is, all these plus molt jokers, having just the one joker that gives you, let's say, 40 molt or even just 35 molt is good enough. Then you have all of your other joker slots free for potentially more scoring in the end game, potentially more value generators in the mid game. So you've got more room for things like trading card, more room for golden joker and the reroll clown or whatever it is that you want. And so I think all of these stacking plus molt jokers are incredibly powerful. Every 15 molt that you get, that represents +1 joker slot. And so you could think of it like, oh, every ante I get +1 joker slot. That's huge if you think about it that way. So my issue with the red card is not about how powerful the red card is. I think that's indisputable how powerful the red card is. But if you made it even more powerful, if you made it 5 molt instead of 3 molt, it still feels bad to use the red card. Why does it feel bad? So this experience when you get the red card early on, you can't really afford that many booster packs. And it's like, okay, well, I just won't buy any booster packs. I'll just save my money for interest. Round after round, the red card stays at 0. Okay. And then finally, I have money saved up. I can buy a standard pack. That standard pack has a blue seal. Then instead of being excited that I got a blue seal, I'm disappointed that my red card is still at 0. I open an Arcana pack. I take Hermit or Temperance or Fool or Death or a bunch of other different things, and then the red card stays at 0, continuing to stay at 0, and that feels bad, right? But maybe, to put things in perspective here, the red card doesn't have to grow every round for it to be worth it. And so, if when you're using the bus or you're using the green joker, at most, maybe you're playing like 4 hands per round, and then that's +4 for that one round, +12 for that ante. If you skip 4 booster packs in an ante, by the way, that's 2/3 of the booster packs. If you skip 4 out of 6, then the red card is kind of on pace there. Except, you'll get to a point with the bus or the green joker where you're scoring enough points to win in just 1 hand or win in just 2 hands, and so you don't get the full 12 every ante. Maybe you get only 6 or 7 points per ante. And then you know, the red card can really outpace the bus or outpace the green joker. Or, you know, maybe sometimes you don't want to play a lot of extra hands, because playing a lot of extra hands, that also represents extra money, right? Whereas like with the red card, you can just scale up the red card and just one shot, maybe, depending on, you know, how high you get the red card, and then also depending on what hand you're trying to play. The biggest complaint that I get about the red card is, oh, it's so expensive. It costs so much to buy these booster packs in order to exchange for molt. I think that's wrong to think about it that way. I think you should already be buying booster packs. You're already buying celestial packs to find the planet card that you're looking for. You're already buying standard packs to find seals. You're already buying all of these booster packs. You're not spending any extra money. And then when you do open these booster packs, you're not necessarily forced to skip just to grow the red card. Actually, when you open a celestial pack, there's 9 different planets and you only open 3 at a time. So 2/3 of the time you don't find the planet you're looking for. 2/3 of the time you skip anyway when you open a celestial pack. Same with a standard pack. Standard pack, mostly you're looking for seals. Sometimes you're looking for gold cards also. And if you don't really find those, most of the time you skip. And even if you do find a lot of seals or whatever it is, typically with standard packs, I'm not trying to add more than 4 cards to my deck in any given run. I think 4 is a hard cap on how many cards I want to add to the deck. And so, you know, once I take the first couple picks from a standard pack, then I'm just going to skip the rest anyway. I think Arcana packs, you're most likely to be able to find some kind of value, and then you don't really skip Arcana packs. But Buffoon packs, once you have 5 Joker slots, once you have, you know, all your Joker slots are full, then really you open the Buffoon pack looking for an uncommon to replace one of your Jokers. If you don't find a strict upgrade, if you don't find a replacement, you just skip. If you open the Buffoon pack and there's just rentals, you skip anyway, right? So you're already skipping for the red card. What the red card does is, all these scenarios where you would already skip, instead of getting nothing, you get +3 molt instead of nothing. That's what the red card does. Gives you a consolation prize. And so the only thing that we got to figure out is, okay, is the red card enough better than the green joker to be the $5 scaler? Is bus enough better than the red card to be the $6 one? Whereas red card is the $5 one, green joker is the $4 one, right? Like, if I'm using the green joker and I don't have to pay money for booster packs to grow the green joker, what am I giving up for the green joker compared to the red card? Why is the red card more expensive? Well, with the green joker, for starters, if you're not using your discards, you're probably not playing 5-card hands. You're probably not, maybe you could play a flush, but you're not going to play 2 flushes with no discards. You're not going to play straights with no discards. So really with the green joker, you're locked into just the lower ranking hands. Pairs, high card, maybe 2 pair. Whereas with red card, you can use your discards. And so the straights and flushes and full houses, or whatever it is, the higher ranking hands, they get more points from jokers, they get more points from planet cards compared to high card and pair. And so being able to discard for those higher ranking hands, potentially you do get more points that way. Also, with the green joker, if you're not using your discards, you're not discarding to find your gold cards. You're not discarding to find your blue seals. And so round after round, you're losing a lot of money, not drawing your gold cards with the green joker. Compared to with the red card, you can use your discards to find your gold cards. Actually, the red card is giving you extra money every round compared to the green joker, because of your ability to discard to find gold cards, discard to find blue seals. So what I want to do today, I started this as a gold stake run. This is the first shop Buffoon pack. We've got a red card. So what I want to do is I want to take the early red card here, and I want to try to demonstrate, how to build around the red card, how to use it appropriately. The short version is, if you just want to, skip to the end or whatever, don't buy booster packs you wouldn't already buy. Don't skip booster packs you wouldn't already skip. That's it. Just pretend the red card doesn't exist, and you'll be fine. All right, the first round, by the way, we used a flush and then a pair, so kind of a medium start, you know, just 2 hands on the first round instead of the 1 shot here. In the next round, we do need 450 points, so let's think about that. Okay, 450 points, I can probably do that with 2 hands. It's not guaranteed. I want to say maybe 3% of the time you lose, but 97% of the time I can hit the 2 hands, I can get the 450 points. Okay, so I don't need to take any actions here. One thing that's on my brain, if we look ahead at the boss is, you know, discard 2 random cards when you play a hand. So we can use our 2 discards to find a hand, and then after we play the first hand, then you don't get to hold on to any cards. You don't get to dig for a better hand. So essentially with the hook, you're trying to beat the hook in 1 hand. So, okay, one thing we could do, we could just go next and, you know, just save our money for interest and then go into the next shop or whatever. Option number 2, we could open the Celestial Pack. If there's a planet card that's relevant to us, maybe Jupiter card or Saturn card, we can take the planet card just for kind of like the early game scoring, make sure we have enough points to beat the boss here. Or we can just skip regardless of what's in here. So, you know, what would be the best hit from the Celestial Pack? I think probably a Jupiter card. Or we can just skip regardless. If we skip, then the next round here, so a couple things happen. One, we spend $4. And normally what I say is the difference between $14 and $10, you get the same amount of interest, right? $10, $14, you get the same amount of $2 of interest. Not going to affect our interest. But if I spend $4 now, that's $4 less I don't have to spend in the next shop, and, you know, potentially compound interest on top of however much interest I get from one round. But something that sort of like changes the equation here is, to beat this boss, I want to spend anyway. And if I'm going to spend in the next shop anyway, I might as well spend in this shop. Because if I get +3 molt here, then this round I can win in 1 hand instead of 2 hands. I can get an extra $1. So actually spending the $4 here gives me an extra $1. Let's do that. We could take the popcorn. I think with the red card, I don't need something like this popcorn. Popcorn, you know, very rapidly decaying on us. So I don't want to waste any money. Let's just take the Celestial Pack. Here we have Jupiter or Saturn. I said these are kind of like the best hits that we're looking for. But I think I don't want to commit to playing flushes necessarily for the long term. So I'm just going to take the +3 molt. And, you know, that's roughly equivalent to a Jupiter card. Kind of. Now, we should be fine. Let's just go next. Okay, I have 4 clubs. Let's go for 1 more clubs. And that's it. That's the flush. Okay, we've got 19 bucks here. One thing we could do is we could take Todd. I think for sure we want Todd. We have a source of molt. Let's pick up a source of chips. And then now, because I have 60 chips from Todd when I play an odd pair, then a pair is just as good as a flush, right? Except pairs are way easier for me to draw. Or if I do play a flush, then I can have, you know, maybe 2 or 3 odd cards in a flush, and then that'll be worth a lot of points. So Todd is great here. Do I want these booster packs? Spectral Pack, Arcana Pack. I think here let's save our money for interest. And so I kind of suggest the same with the telescope as well. Like if you get the telescope, you know whatever kind of arc or celestial pack will guarantee to give you the planet that you want. But if you take too many of them too early, it will affect your interest and it'll affect your ability to buy future celestial packs, right? You'll run out of money. So let's save our money for interest first. And then once we get to 25, once we have the economy is you know, self-sustaining, then we can start spending on booster packs. So here I'm going to skip, knowing that Todd plus red card is enough to beat this boss. If I didn't get Todd here, something I would consider is open a booster pack for another +3, and then with 6 molt we should have no problem beating the boss with just one hand. But since we have Todd, we don't need to open these booster packs. I could take the Moon here. Moon guarantees that you get a flush in an emergency. I don't think that's necessary either. We could just go next. Some consideration for taking the Wasteful Voucher. Extra discard, of course. I'm not super concerned about the discard. I think my way of reconciling the discard is just play pairs, and then I don't have to worry about discarding. And so maybe I'm not willing to spend the $10 here when I could just spend that money on Molt instead. So let's just go next. Okay, I've got 4 hearts. We could go for hearts. Hearts would definitely win, but if we miss on the hearts, we'd be pretty sad. So we could play the 2 pair, 9s and jacks here. I think I want to do this. Let's keep the 9s and the 7 and then discard. So like we could get the flush, but we could also miss on the flush and then we would be in a pretty bad spot. By keeping the pair of 9s for Todd here, then we can win with just a pair twice. Like there's no way that we lose if we play a pair twice. Or we can get 2 pair and then win in 1. Okay, so here 2 pairs, 7s and 9s. If you want, we could discard again. Alright, just play the 2 pair. We already know this wins. 200 chips times 5, no problem. Okay, here we have 26 bucks. 26 bucks, we could start buying booster packs. For the next round here, if we do the same kind of 2 pair, we know the 2 pair is about 900 points. If we do a flush with 2 or 3 odds, it'll be about the same, you know, kind of 800 points. And so we can win this with a flush and a pair, or 2 pair and a pair, or maybe even a pair 3 times. So we don't need any additional help scoring. So I'm not going to buy these booster packs. Save money for interest, save money for buying the clearance sale voucher. Let's go next. Boss says -1 hand size. That's something that we can worry about later. Alright, so now I have hearts, I have spades. Let's discard looking for spades. We only have the 1 odd card. Okay, so I can play these spades. Just 2 odd cards here. This should be about 800 points. About the same as the 2 pair that we played last time. Okay, about 800. And then now we can play 2 pair if you want, or we could play a pair, doesn't matter. Okay, now we have money. Now we have $33. Now we can make a purchase here. Do we want the mega pack? If we take the mega pack, we go down to 25, so we still have the, you know, we're still maxed out interest. With the mega pack, you can actually pick 1 card and then skip the rest. With the red card, we can do both. One problem there, like I said, I do want the clearance sale, and if we spend $8 here down to 25, it doesn't affect our interest in this one round, but in the future, I don't have as much money to buy the clearance sale voucher. So actually, with the standard packs, really, I'm only looking for blue seal or maybe gold cards. So let's just open this standard pack, just the small one here, expecting to skip, and then save our money for the next shop to buy the clearance sale in the next shop. Okay, so here we can take a red seal. Red seals I like to turn into red gold cards, but I think since I have the red card, I think there's like a pretty good chance even if I didn't have the red card, I would skip here. And because I have the red card, I have even more incentive to skip when I would already skip. Okay, some consideration for taking square here. I think... So red card gets better when you're opening booster packs. And I said booster packs is the thing that you already want to do. I think taking the rental means that we're going to be opening less booster packs. So I don't think we take rental square here. If square weren't a rental, this would be a great time for a square. Unfortunately, Let's go next. Some consideration for taking the Hierophant. $3 feels a little bit expensive right now. I think with Todd and now +6 mult on the red card, we're definitely fine for this ante. So let's just save our money for the clearance sale next time. Alright, so here we can go for maybe a hearts flush. We can play this straight that has 3 odd cards. A little bit short, bummer. Alright, well, let's finish it off with a pair. Okay, thoughts. Number one thought, first, I want the clearance sale for sure. I want the voucher, I want the discount. Immediately going to pay for itself as I open these booster packs. Secondarily, I think the Rocket is very strong. I think the Rocket, you know, especially this early, it's not ante 1, but it is still ante 2, and we are just about to fight the boss. You get the upgrade after the boss, but before the money is calculated, so we actually get $3 from this round instead of $1 from this round. And then, you know, jumps up to 5 in ante 3 or whatever it is. Or sorry, after ante 3. I think the Rocket this early is powerful enough. Even if it weren't eternal, if I took the Rocket, I would never sell it. I would keep it and then collect like, you know, $9 or $11 per round in ante 7, right? I would keep it all the way to the end if I picked it up, even if it wasn't eternal. But if I take the Rocket, people are going to say, oh, of course the red card is viable when you have access to such a powerful source of money. So, you know, for demonstration purposes, let's say we didn't get the overpowered Rocket. What if we, you know, just open these booster packs? I think Vagabond is also pretty viable. You know, very strong, rare Joker, strong enough to be a rare Joker. Wants us to spend all of our money, but then, you know, you can use the Vagabond to get gold cards and get lucky cards and, you know, generate money. So ending the round with $0 in the bank, but then gold cards bring you back up, and then you get interest on those gold cards. I think you can actually use the Vagabond to net you money, positive money with the Vagabond. Again, here I'm going to pass on the Vagabond. I think the Vagabond is very powerful and probably the correct thing to do here. But for demonstration purposes with the red card, let's open these booster packs. I'm going to go Arcana first. I'm looking for Hermit for money, obviously. So could make some diamonds, probably not super important to me. Steel cards, probably not super important to me if I end up playing pairs, which is the direction that I'm leaning in. Or maybe 2 pair if I'm playing, you know, 2 pair odd cards for Todd here. I think Hierophant is the only card that I would realistically consider, but I think getting a generic +3 mult to every hand is better than the Hierophant, so let's skip. That's another thing about the red card. When I open an Arcana pack, now I have to think more. Skipping is now an additional option. I have to think, oh, is skipping, you know, is +3 mult better than what's offered to me? Alright, let's go standard pack here. Standard pack here takes me down to $24. I would lose $1 of interest. Am I willing to spend $4 for a standard pack? We do, you know, potentially have another shop coming up. The next shop after the boss is going to have a voucher. I might want the voucher. So maybe we save the money. If I do open the standard pack and I do get the skip, is the difference between 9 mult and 12 mult, is that difference enough for me to be able to win this round in one hand instead of 2 hands? I think the answer is no. I think it's going to be 2 hands either way. Let's just go next. Alright, here we can play a full house with 2 odd cards. That's fine. That should get us at least 1,000 points. Turns out if we open the booster pack, what was it? The standard pack, we would have had enough. we would have one shot, we would have gotten an extra $1. Bummer. All right, well, a pair wins. I don't have any gold cards yet. Let's ship it. Here's another thing to consider there. You know, I said it was like $3, $4 for a booster pack. There's only 24 rounds, which means there's only like 48 booster packs, right? Let's say 45 booster packs. And so you can re-roll in the shop. You can find more jokers. You can find more tarot cards and planet cards, but you only get 45 booster packs, between 45 and 50 booster packs. So maybe, you know, it's worth it to take more booster packs when you can, even if it costs you a little interest. All right, now we have a ton of money. Now we can just buy whatever. I think Magic Trick is not something that I'm interested in. Could take the Rough Gem. I think Rough Gem is worse than the other gem jokers. You know, the Onyx Agate I think is pretty strong. I think the Bloodstone is strong enough. I think the Arrowhead for the 50 chips per spade is very strong. I think Rough Gem is weaker than all of those. I think Rough Gem is kind of weak for an uncommon, but I think Rough Gem is still strong enough. You know, if all of the money-making commons are the best commons, then Rough Gem being any kind of money maker is still good enough, still powerful enough. I'm not going to take it. Once again, here I want to prove this point about, you know, how powerful the red card is even without some kind of money generator. So let's go standard pack here. 9, 10, stone card. Nope, I don't really need these, so we just skip. And we can open a Spectral Pack too. We could do a little re-rolling. So Spectral Pack is $3, takes me down to 32. We could go down to 27. Yeah. Let's open the Spectral Pack first. Okay, I can make a blue seal. How about a blue seal 9? I think aces we play them, and then maybe 9s we can copy them. Maybe there's like a cloud 9 in the future. Let's go blue seal 9. Okay, do I want to roll down to 27? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say let's just go next. You know, if we go down to 27, there might be something that I want to buy, and I don't want to go down below 25, so let's just go next. Plus 12 on the red card. So, you know, this is the point where if we had first shop green joker or first shop bus, I think they would both be higher than 12 molt by now. I think red card is lagging a little bit behind, but I think the red card will catch up in the mid game, because you can potentially get 6 molt in the same round if you do a double skip, like you skip a celestial pack and you skip a standard pack. All right, what are we trying to do here? We can discard for spades. So we know 2 odd cards is about 1900 points, so we need 2 hands here. We've got 3 5s. I'd like to try to draw the blue seal, right? So let's play the 5s and the even cards. So this should get us half of the points, 2,000 points. Okay, now let's look for an odd pair. So just discard the evens. Pair of 7s. One thing we could do here, we could play king high and then dig for the blue seal, but let's see here. I get to draw 5 cards, so it's like a 1 in 6 chance of drawing the blue seal. Is the blue seal worth? Yeah, probably. 1 in 6 chance. Okay. We can go again. We can play the pair of queens. So now it's like a 1 in 5 chance to get the blue seal. Alright, ship it with the pair. we spend a little extra money, that's okay. Okay, we can pick up a magician, we can make some lucky cards. We could take the bull. I think the bull would be very powerful. We've got red card as a source of malt. We've got bull as a source of chips. If you have a source of chips and a source of malt, then you don't have to play pairs. Actually, every hand scores the same amount of points when you have this many chips. And so we could just play high card. We could, you know, dig for the blue seal. I'm going to pass on the bull. I think the bull is too strong. I think if we took the bull, it wouldn't be a great demonstration of the scaling power of the red card. Then it'd just be a bull run instead. Let's open these booster packs. If I take these, it takes me down to 28 bucks. So let's go small celestial pack first. Jupiter or skip. I think the generic +3 mult's going to be better. Sorry, what was the boss? Oh yeah, boss is diamonds are debuffed. Okay, let's go one more. Okay, question. Do we take the Mercury card? And so here are some things to consider. You know, someone's asked me this before about like, what is the conversion rate between chips and malt? How do you know when you need more chips versus how do you know when you need more malt? Should I take 15 chips and 1 malt, or should I skip and get 3 malt? Or essentially what we're saying is, would I rather have 15 chips or would I rather have 2 malt? Well, it depends. It's contextual. So let's think about this for a second. So let's say long term, I'm going to be able to grow the red card. I'm going to be able to get the red card up to, you know, maybe 40 malt, maybe 50 malt on the red card. Probably we could get higher than that, but let's say 50 malt. In a universe in which I have a bunch of malt on my red card, would I rather have more malt or more chips? Probably in that universe, I would like to have more chips, right? Okay, what about in a universe where I have the blue seal and the blue seal gives me a bunch of Mercury cards and I already have 20 Mercury cards? Okay, if I already have 20 Mercury cards, would I rather have more malt or more Mercury for more chips? I think in that universe, let's say you have a bunch of Mercury cards, then my base will be, you know, let's say 300 chips and 20 malt, right? If I have 20 Mercury cards, that's 300 chips and 20 malt. Well, in that universe, 1 malt is equal to 15 chips. And so when you have more Mercury cards, actually it's better to get more malt in that situation, right? More malt from the red card. Also with the red card, the malt that you get doesn't necessarily have to apply to pairs. It can apply to whatever hand that you play. And so all these things considered, I think it mostly doesn't matter. I think it's close enough. But maybe getting the +3 malt is a little bit marginally better, slightly better. Let's skip here. And so now, if Mercury cards for pairs was the best planet card for me, now I know every Celestial pack I just skip them all. That makes all future decisions easier. We don't need the bull. As powerful as it is, I'm going to show you that we don't need it. Let's go next. Okay, here, 1 pair with 18 malt and Todd here does not get me 5,000 points. So if I want, I can make some lucky cards. Let's not do the lucky cards yet. I'm gonna make the maybe lucky aces, maybe lucky 9s or lucky 7s, maybe. What I don't want to happen, I don't want to get the +20 because the +20 then ends the round. I want to be able to dig for my blue seal, and I do have that opportunity here. I have 7s, so I could play 3 7s if we want. So 3 7s compared to 2 7s is more chips. Is it going to be like twice as much? Kinda, maybe. Because an extra 20 chips, and then also the 7 is an extra 30 chips here. I think I'm just going to play the pair of 7s. Cool. Now we have a pair of 9s. So I can make my lucky 9s here, or aces. Either way, let's dig for the blue seal. Let's discard the ace. Okay. So if I want to dig for the blue seal, I could do it this way. I can go queen, jack, 7, 5, 2. Just play the high card here. High card is not going to get me 1,000 points. So ship it. We miss on the blue seal, that's okay. Make some lucky 9s and then ship it. Oh, I guess knowing that the boss is going to debuff my diamonds, I could have made like a lucky 3 of spades. 3 and 9 of spades instead of diamonds. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Alright, either way, we got 57 bucks. So we can open a buffoon pack. I think for sure I want halvesies. So, you know, the red card, that's going to be my long-term plan, but maybe I need a short-term plan. You know, there, it took us 3 pairs in order to get 4,800. We had to play a pair 3 times, 1,500 points each. So if I take halvesies here, now my pairs are worth 3,000 points each. Next round after the boss, I do need 9,000 points. And so maybe halvesies is exactly what I need. Okay, I want this Arcana pack. Maybe before we open the Arcana pack, we do a little re-rolling since we have the money. Maybe we go Buffoon pack here. Okay, so we could take Abstract. I think Abstract is worth taking in the short term, but because we have halvesies, we don't need Abstract. We could just skip. We can get a Magician for more lucky cards. Let's see here, if I re-roll and buy the Arcana pack, that's 9, taking me down to 32. That's fine. Could take Faceless here. Yeah, let's do that. So I don't want these rentals, actually. Now let's go Arcana. Alright, Fool for a Magician is probably not worth 3 molt. Let's just take the 3 molt here. Let's just skip. The 3 molt from the red card is going to be better than the Empress molt. So let's just skip. Sell the 8 ball. Go next. So I'm saving. I could re-roll here down to 24. No, we save money for interest. Also save a little bit extra. Maybe buy a voucher in the next shop. Okay, blue seal in hand. Okay. Let's start here. 3s and 2s as a pair. This should be about a 3,000. 3,500. Okay, so now pair of 5s wins. We can discard some face cards for Faceless. You know, of all the different common money generators, maybe Faceless is not your favorite, but it's good enough. Okay, one thing we could do, I could play a pair of 4s. We don't benefit from halvesies, we don't benefit from Todd. We could try to dig for more face cards, except the diamonds are debuffed, and so maybe that's not profitable. Let's just do this. Let's just go 5s and then ship it. That should be plenty. Nice. And we get a Mercury card. Alright, 24 molt on the red card, starting ante 4. We can take the boss reroll voucher. The boss now is, okay, debuff cards. Do we want to take square? So I think ante 4 is a little bit late to try to square up. I think if you have the blue seals for Mercury cards, maybe then Square Joker is not as important once I already know that I have a blue seal. I think also the rental is maybe fine. Actually, the rental is totally fine. The issue here is if we do square, we can't do halvesies. We can't do both of these. So how badly do we need halvesies? If we look at the next round here, 9,000. So currently with halvesies, we score 4,000 points with a pair. 3,500 to 4,000 points for a pair. So if we lose halvesies, we lose half of our points. And then we play, 4 pairs, 2,000 points each is only, barely 9,000, not enough to win the next round. So I think we need halvesies, and because we need halvesies, we can't take the square. But if we didn't have halvesies, if we had some other kind of plus mult, maybe I would consider taking the square here, even as a rental, even this late, I would take it. What we can do instead, these 2 booster packs are 10 bucks. 51 left over, we can do a little re-rolling. Alright, green we don't need. Too late for green. We can go one more. Could take banner, but banner, wants us not to discard. I like using my discards to find my blue seal, maybe. I don't think we need the banner. Alright, so this is 39. I can go 7 down to 32, so we could go one more. Mars, Uranus. Nope. Okay, well, now let's open the Arcana pack. Okay, Fool for Mercury and Hermit. So first thing to consider, I have the red card. Do we skip here? I think there's no universe in which I skip 20 bucks. Question. So like, if I skip here, I get 3 bucks. 20 bucks, what does that get me? Right now, it gets me 2 shop rerolls. Does 2 shop rerolls get me better than +3 mult? Maybe. Not immediately, but I think in aggregate, if you add together all of the shop rerolls, the money gets you the X mult faster. It gets you the uncommons faster, right? So I think we take the money. Or we could take a Mercury card for +15 chips. You do get +1 mult, but mostly it's the +15 chips. Would I rather have the chips or the money? And I think between the two of these, it's close. It's close. I think a Mercury card is better than 10 bucks, but I don't know if a Mercury card is better than 20 bucks. So let's take the money. All right, we have the mega pack here. We could reroll a little bit more now. We have extra money. So like, looking for planet cards, looking for better jokers, replacement for halvesies. This is technically an empty joker slot. 9 and 6 takes me down to 35. Yeah, we could go one more. No on the business card. As an Eternal, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to spend $10 on a reroll. Ever, probably. So let's just open the Arcana pack. Alright, Fool gives me a Hermit. This is a mega pack, so we can take the Hermit. I think there's some consideration for making lucky cards that have already generated money for us and could in the future generate more money for us. I think there's some consideration for taking a wheel. Let's see here, 1 in 4 chance, let's say we get a foil. So using the wheel gives us like, let's say 15 chips on average. So would I rather have 15 chips or would I rather have +3 mult? I think we want the +3 mult, right? And use the Hermit. All right, we're not gonna square up. $56 in the bank, but I don't think we spend $10 on a reroll. Let's save our money rerolling in the next shop, spreading out our rerolls, and then that way the reroll cost doesn't get too high. Let's go next. We definitely don't need any help for this round. This round we should be able to do with just 2 pairs since we have halvesies. Okay, no pairs in the opener, well, other than a pair of face cards, but we want to discard for faceless, so let's discard the even cards. Okay, we do get the blue seal here. Yeah, what if we play ace high, keeping the odd cards, trying to draw one more face card. Okay, so high card is 2,000. We can play a pair of 7s, throwing away a 10. Okay, the next pair wins. We can discard the face cards, looking for a 5 or a 3. So far we've gotten $15 from Faceless. We can go a pair of 5s here and get the blue seal. Now we're cooking. I mean, it's still only like 4,000 points for a pair, so the next round we do need 3 hands. Keep that in mind. This is including halvesies, so we are looking for more points. I think Burnt Joker is incredibly powerful and totally worth it, even as a rental. So like rather than paying $8 for a Burnt Joker, we pay $1 for the rental, plus a little bit of rental fee over time. You know, with Faceless Joker here, it's pretty easy to discard a pair of faces. I think if we did take the Burnt Joker, too powerful, so let's not. Let's just go Celestial Pack here. We already know that we skip. Even if there is a Mercury card, we would rather have the plus Molt. For this boss, I'm going to have some debuff cards. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, let's reroll. Alright, we've got Devil, we've got Death. We could reroll for more tarot cards, but I think we'll just use these now and then we can reroll for another Death card, maybe. Okay, this booster pack is pretty good. So, blue seal, we can make it into gold. We can use the Death card to make another one. I can use Fool to make another Death card. I can use the Death card to make another of these fancy 9s. And do we want 20 bucks or 3 Molt? At this point, 20 bucks, right? I have halvesies is going to perish. I have an empty Joker slot. I want to re-roll more so that I can find a better replacement Joker. Something like, but not exactly a Burnt Joker, perhaps. Alright, Mystic Summit, we can take it for $1 and just sell it, but we do a little re-rolling here. We got 66 bucks. I don't think we take the rental holographic. Go one more. Tower World. Do we need stone cards? One thing that's awkward about stone cards is it does in fact make it harder to get pairs, and then also normally I put the stones on the face cards, but I want to keep the face cards for faceless money. So maybe what we do, just go one more. 2 rentals here. We could get the Scholar here for aces, but we already have, we don't really need the Molt from the Scholar if we already have the red card Molt. We don't really need the chips if we have Todd gives us even better chips than the Scholar does. So could go one more for a Hermit. Yeah, I mean, we take the Hermit for sure. But let's not re-roll anymore. I don't want to spend $10 on a re-roll. Let's just go next. Okay, so we can play a pair of aces. Pair of aces gets us 6,000. 6-5, right? Pretty sure if I play the pair of 5s, that's going to be enough points. So let's play the 3 6s for a little bit. Okay. Discard the face cards. Now let's try to find the blue seal. We got the blue seal. I could play 9 high. I think I'm just gonna discard. I think I don't want to risk 9 high being too many points. Cool. 5s, ship it. Two Mercury cards. Oh yeah, we're still using the mod that stacks up the cards. Alright. Nice. So we can open a standard pack. Do I want another blue seal, or do I want to skip for 3 mult? I think the blue seal is going to be worth more. If the blue seal gives me at least 1 planet card, then it's worth it, right? So we take the blue seal. Before we open the Arcana pack here, we can do a little bit of re-rolling. Erosion as a +10 mult. Nope. Chariot. I could use the Chariot to remove the debuffs for this boss here. Nah. I don't really care about steel cards that much. I don't want this Eternal holographic. Temperance for $7. I'm just gonna hold on to this. Maybe I can find another Joker and then it'll be worth extra money. Could take the Swashbuckler for like +7. Maybe not even +7 as a replacement for halvesies. I think we can do better. We have the money. We can go 1 more. Yeah, that counts. We got Michelle here. Cool. Okay, now we can go Temperance. And we don't spend $10 here. We open the Arcana pack. Arcana pack for... Here... If I didn't have the red card, I would take the Devil. I would make a gold card. Though you do get diminishing returns on the gold cards in the sense that I can't hold 10 gold cards in my hand. And so if I already have the 3 gold 9s, maybe I don't want an extra gold card. And so I think we just take the +3 mult here. And then go next. Alright, with Michelle, and we've got level 5 pairs now, so how about a pair of 6s and then throw away a 10? I've got the blue seal in hand. I want to try to draw my face cards for Faceless. Alright, we could do a pair of 10s and throw away a 2. And then an odd pair wins. So we can win with a pair of 9s if we want. Yeah, any pair wins. So let's start here. Let's throw these away. Discard the face cards. Wait, actually maybe a pair of 8s doesn't win. Let's specifically go for the pair of 9s, I think. Pair of 5s. Debuff pair of 5s. That's kind of unfortunate. Let's try to get another 9. Okay. I think the... yeah, I think this is fine. Ship it. We know it's fine, because we played a pair that was 6,000 points without any odd cards. You know, now that we have higher level pairs, we don't need the odd cards as much. Okay, we get the bull to come back. I want the reroll surplus. I want the celestial pack just so that we can skip. There's another Mercury card we just skip. Now we don't need as many Mercury cards from celestial packs because we do get them from the blue seals. We can go buffoon pack here. I think halvesies 1 more round, we should replace it. So maybe let's go here, buffoon pack. Normally what I would do here, I would take golden and then probably just sell it for $3. So let's skip for 3 mult instead. Let's take the gelato here to replace halvesies. Okay. We could reroll. What would we reroll for? Potentially replacing Faceless. Potentially... What I like to do is I like to, when there's Arcana packs, I like to reroll for tarot cards first. Yeah, by the way, you know, with the Arcana packs, skipping as much as we do, in a normal run, most of your tarot cards are not actually coming from Arcana packs. Most of your tarot cards are coming from just the shop rerolls. So, you know, don't feel that bad about skipping a few Arcana packs. I'm not going to reroll here. I'm just going to save the money for if there is an Arcana pack in the future. Let's go next. Boss says first hand face down. That's not a problem. Alright. We can play a pair of fives. We don't have to worry about... sorry, what was I going to say? We don't have to worry about playing only 3 cards at a time because we don't have halvesies anymore. Let's throw away the 7. Looking for the blue seals. Alright, so play the pair of fives, throw away the even cards. Ooh, that was close. That was more than I was expecting. Alright, now that we have the gelato here, I think if we play the high card, I think high card just wins. So let's play the 9s. Bummer. Next round, a pair twice wins. If we get like 19,000 for each pair. Could take the free roll here. Instead of faceless. Faceless, which is giving me 35 bucks. Yeah, probably. I think long term, trying to do this with the face cards and, you know, do the blue seals and try to play odd pairs and not just any pairs. I think, you know, all of that together is a little bit too much work. So we'll do the swap. Let's go Celestial Pack first. Before we open the Arcana pack, let's look for some tarot cards. Acrobat as a rental, I don't think we need. Golden Ticket, I'm not interested in. My gold 9s, I don't want to play them since they have the blue seals. Don't need popcorn. Alright, 5 plus 3 is 8 bucks, takes me out on 41, so we can keep rolling here. To do this for full house, nope. Go one more. Ramen. Here's the thing about the ramen. I think the ramen is incredibly powerful. I think, you know, the trade-off for discarding and then you lose however much mult. Let's say you discard 5 cards twice. 5 cards twice is 0.1 mult. And so the difference between times 2 and times 1.9, that 0.1 mult difference, that's a 5% difference. And so, you know, you could think about, if I'm not using my discards, I'm not drawing into my gold cards and my blue seals. So would I rather pay the 5% of my points in order to get potentially one, you know, planet card or one gold card? Is that going to be worth the 5% that I lose? Most of the time it's not. Most of the time if you do get the ramen, I think you just don't discard. You know, but I was saying earlier that part of the power of the red card is you have the ability, you do get to discard, whereas with the green joker you don't get to discard. So I think objectively, I think the ramen is the correct pick here. I think this is the move. I think you take the ramen here. I'm not going to take the ramen here because I don't think we need it. Let's go Arcana pack. Takes me down to 35, so I could reroll one more, would take me down to 28. 28, I might want to buy something. Let's go Arcana pack. We can make more lucky cards, or we can just skip. So here's another situation where I would honestly consider making lucky cards, but it's marginal between making the lucky cards versus the plus mult. Let's take the plus mult. Now already 45 on the red card. 45 on the red card in round 13 already. We're halfway done with the run. You know, round 12 is halfway. And so this is ahead of pace, you know, faster than we would have gotten with the green joker or with the bus. Go next. Okay. We don't have faceless joker anymore. We know it takes 2 pairs in order to win. So we play aces, we play fives, that's it. Okay, we have a blue seal. All we gotta do is look for another one. Keep the 5s, right? Okay, 30 cards in the deck. 3 of them are blue seals. Let's dig for another blue seal. We pay a little bit on the gelato here, but it's probably fine. Does a pair of kings win? Probably, so we don't do that. Let's play another high card here. Well, we didn't get the blue seal. We played the odds and we lost. Alright, ship it with the pair. Just one Mercury card, that's okay. Okay, we take another Magician here though, that's cool. We don't take Eternal Juggler, we can go Standard Pack. So no enhanced cards, we just skip, no problem. Celestial Pack is a Mega. We can take a Mercury because it's a Mega, and we can still skip here. Now 51 on the red card. Take a free roll here. Could go Priestess. Yeah, Priestess for a chance of more Mercury. And now my slots are full, so let's just go next. Okay, how do we get the blue seals? We need to get pairs, right? So let's do this. Let's sort by suit. Suit. So according to this, I think like these 3 cards are kind of low ranking cards. That's what it looks like. So what if we discard these? Okay. I have hearts. 9s of hearts is what I want if I'm sorting by suit here. So maybe this one's okay. Wait, what if I sort by rank? So this is less than a jack. Okay, if it's less than a jack, strictly less than a jack. I mean, we could have, could be a bunch of, yeah, let's discard one of these. All right, we can play a pair of 3s. Okay. And we can make them lucky if you want. And we can use the Priestess for Mercury. Nice. Okay, give me a 7. I have a pair of aces. Could play a pair of aces. Let's try that. Pair of aces. Not quite. We could play this pair of aces. We could dig. Now let's just play the pair. Alright, 1 planet card. Hey, that's fine. That's worth it. We also got $3. Okay, 55 more chips on the gelato. We can take Hone here, try to get some additioned jokers. The boss is base, chips, and molt halved. Now that I have higher level pairs, actually slightly concerning. This could be the kind of boss that we reroll. We did get the boss reroll voucher. Alright, 2 Arcana packs takes me down to 36. Let's do the free roll first. No banner. 1, I don't think we need it. 2, I think we want to use our discards. We can go 1 more. Okay, no on the Jupiter card. Let's buy both of these, taking me down to 30, and then save the rest of my money for interest. Skip, or do we use the death card to copy another 9 here? I'd rather have the gold one rather than the steel one. Okay, Arcana looking for a fool. We don't get a fool, but we get a death card. If we wanted to use another death card, we could also temperance for $9. I think I'd rather have the +3 mult than the $9. It is close though. It's marginal. I think if it were maybe $11, I would take $11. Let's skip. I think if you gave me $10 and I re-rolled twice, I'm not convinced that I would 100% get at least 3 mult. So just having the mult there is good. Having the option there to get the mult is great. Let's save our money and go next. This boss, I'm going to save my money. I'm going to re-roll it later, right? Because I don't want to lose money for interest. Okay. The odd cards don't matter as much anymore if we already have level 10 pairs. We can play a pair of jacks and keep the odd cards. Okay, so I can win with, you know, that many pairs. If I play a pair of 7s here, then the pair of 3s is a winning hand. So one pair is 25,000. Discard for gold. Alright, so we got the blue seal, we got the 3s here. Ship it. 24,000 for a pair. Now we got these Mercury cards. So the next round I do need 90,000. 90,000 we could do. We do need a little bit more gas in the tank though. I need to replace the clown. I think campfire is great. Very powerful, rare X-Molt Joker. Let's see if we can survive without it. Alright, let's go one more. So I don't think we need the Empress if we already got the red card and we already have these lucky cards. But I could use the Empress on maybe aces. Could take the fist here. Yeah, take the fist instead of the free roll. And then open these Arcana packs. Alright, so Fool for Mercury. Do I need more chips or do I need more mult? We said the blue seals give us chips. Use the red card for mult, so we skip here. Arcana pack. Skip again. Cool. Go next. Now that we have the fist, steel cards are looking a little bit better. $25. Remind me to save money for the boss reroll. Alright. I want to play a pair of 6s. Throwing away the 3 so we get more mult from the fist. Alright, so now we can play a pair of aces. And put the steel card over there. Okay, so that's 40,000. Pair of aces wins. We could try to get some lucky cards. We could try to get a lucky 9 or 5. I'm just going to stick with the aces. And maybe try to draw a gold card. Alright. Aces and play the 5. Put the steel card on the right. Ship it. So we can get 40,000 for a pair, and then you do 3 of those and it's 120,000. But this boss here is going to debuff my base. I'm going to lose a lot of chips, and losing a lot of chips right now is representing a lot of points. So I think I'm going to reroll the boss. Okay, Celestial Pack we skip. Now 63 on the red card. Buffoon Pack, looking for a replacement for the gelato. Marble, Fortune Tellers plus 15. Fortune Teller, this is the one that needs the buff. Fortune teller does not need to be $6. Fortune teller should be $4. Alright, skip. I could take the tower for a stone card. Stone card helps me win. We don't want to reroll, right? We want to save our money to reroll the boss. So let's go next. Boss reroll. Lose $1 per card played. That is rude, but way easier to beat. Okay. So like, I want to play a pair of 6s here. Or do you want to discard for odd cards? Let's find odd cards. So, pair of 7s, throwing away a 3, I think. Ouch. Okay. Could do a pair of 8s. Pair of 8s is not as good. Discard. Okay, we have aces now. So aces, and I have to get rid of the low cards. It's going to cost me a few extra dollars. Okay. Sell the gelato. Pair of aces. Does this get me enough points without the molt from the fist? Probably, right? We only need 30,000. Let's play the pair. I don't want to spend an extra $1. Nice. Cool. I mean, now we only have 20 bucks. We don't have any, you know, kind of money generators. Could take the Stuntman as a source of chips, but already now we have 235. So this would be like a ×2, kind of. So I'm going to say no to the Stuntman. I'll go Arcana first, looking for money. Something that I haven't been talking about, we could be using Strength to make more odd cards, but I think I'd rather just get the plus multi here. We haven't had trouble getting pairs, so let's just skip. We could go Spectral Pack here. It will take us down to 26, but if we get a gold card, the gold card will give us our money back for interest. So let's go Spectral. Could get another blue seal. I don't know. Do we have enough blue seals? Maybe I could benefit from having more. Maybe another blue seal 9. Sure. Go next. Boss says face down cards. That's probably not an issue. Alright, let's start with a pair of 4s. So 30,000 for a pair of 4s, even though they're not odd cards. Pair of kings, that should be another 30,000. Okay, and then now if we play a pair of odds, like if we play a pair of aces, that's going to be 40,000. There we go. Okay, pair of aces, throwing away a 4 and an 8 here. We'll put the steel on the right after the fist. Ship it. Nice. Alright, the next round we need more. Next round we need 165. 165 we can do. Let's go Mega Standard. Mega Standard, I can take another blue seal. I could take a blue 5, though if it is a 5, it's held in hand, right? And then the fist gives us less molt, but it is a blue seal. We only have 4 rounds left, maybe 5 rounds left, and so maybe, you know, I'm not actually going to get that many blue seals. This is probably fine. At least it's an odd card. I can just play a pair of 5s. Skip the rest. Go Arcana. Alright, Arcana, I can use Death to make another blue seal. Or, also it's a 9. Let's do that. So maybe the 8 becomes a 9. Okay. Do we want to reroll here? I think we have enough. We can win this round. And then we can figure out something else for the boss. So let's play the pair of 3s. Actually, I'm going to drop the 5. Is that true? Yeah. Nice. Alright, 46. So we just do a couple of those. And by a couple of those, I mean, we probably don't need this many 9s. We can play some of them. We can play this pair of 9s. All right, now any pair wins. Cool. How about a pair of kings? Cool. Ship it. $192. I think that means with the extra upgrades here from the Mercury cards, I think we might have enough to beat the boss here, 220,000. Let's go standard packs. Standard packs we just skip for the red card. This is a nice queen. Bonus card, it has chips, it's holographic. Holographic extra molt is good with steel cards because it happens, you know, you get the +10 before the steel card. The chips don't matter as much. We already have level 20 pairs, 300 chips. Maybe Todd doesn't really matter anymore. I think we just skip here. Now 78 on the red card. That's great. Business card. Business card gives us points. A little bit. I mean, it's a rental. I could just sell it. Do we want the Planet Merchant? Planet Merchant for more Mercury cards? Or am I looking for jokers? I'm looking for jokers. Not these kind of jokers. Seeing double. Seeing double is probably the move. I think if you take seeing double, you have no trouble. I think for sure you just win. So let's keep going. Moon, nope. Could take Jolly. Jolly is foil, so we get chips and we get +8 molt, which is not a lot, but it's more than nothing. Let's pick up Jolly here and then go next. All right, start with a pair of 5s, ditching the 8, ditching the even cards here. Ship it. 60,000 for a pair, no problem. I don't know what's under here. What is this? It's... Wait, what? It's clubs. That's what it is. What flavor clubs do I have? It's a 3 of clubs. Has to be. Okay, if this is a 3 of clubs, what I can do is play the pair of kings. Cool. Now what's this? That's spades. Okay, what kind of spades do I have on the low end? This is a 4 or a 3 of spades. Okay. Could play the pair of 9s. I think we play the pair of 9s just to be safe. Cool. Now give me a high pair. Maybe a 7 or an ace. Wait, what's this? That's hearts? Could be an ace, could be a king. Well, that's not what I want. What's this? That's clubs or diamonds. I guess it could be a queen of clubs. It could be a jack of diamonds. Could be a 10 of diamonds. I think what we do... Let's discard like this, and then we probably play the nines. Alright. Play the nines, or actually we can play the aces. And then we get the blue seal here. We get the gold cards. Ship it. Nice. Okay, so we're able to score, 200,000 there. So we could score 200,000. We can win the next round. 300,000 we could do with maybe a little bit of scaling. The boss says random joker disabled. That's pretty kind of spooky, to be honest. If the red card gets disabled, we kind of lose everything. I don't feel super comfortable with that. We could go back in time. I don't think we need to go back in time yet. The problem here is we lose one of our hands. We lose 1/4 of our points. And so if we go back in time, if we get 3 more rounds, does 3 rounds of blue seal scaling, 3 rounds of planet cards, does that get me more than, like a 30% boost to make up for the missing hand? Maybe. Maybe. It depends on what kind of jokers I find from the shop. Because like Todd here is very replaceable. Jolly's very replaceable. Even Michelle, maybe. Let's go... I could replace Todd with the clown here. Take a free roll. I'm going to stick with Todd. I want these booster packs. Let's go Arcana. Hung Man. Nope, we'll just skip. Steel could be good. Here we could take Hex. Hex for a red card. Alright, hold on. Hold on. If I get 50% more mult on my red card, is that more than however much I get from Michelle plus Fist, right? Like if Fist is 30 and Michelle is another 25, that's 45, right? Is 45, that's like comparable to my red card. And we get a little bit from Jolly, we get a little bit from Todd. Chips, right? We get plus maybe 25% chips. Do we hex here? Do we hex the red card? Because we got reroll money. We can always just, kind of buy whatever in the shop. In an emergency, we could go back in time. I think we just stick with what we got. Alright. Do a little re-rolling. Oh, we got Riff Raff too? Yeah, we would have been fine. Wii Joker, nope. Could get the Giga Chad here. Giga Chad to re-trigger with Todd. We also have these, lucky cards. Yeah, no, maybe we go Giga Chad instead of Jolly. At minimum, Giga Chad is worth as many chips as Jolly. Let's do that. It is eternal, but that's okay. One more reroll takes me down to 33. Let's just go next. Alright, so, you play the aces and get rid of the low cards. We get... Chad gives me plus 80 chips. Right? Okay. So 80,000 for that one pair. I can play a pair of queens now if I want. I'm looking for odd cards. There, we've got a pair of aces. Aces should win. Aces should be like 80,000 points. I could try to get 9s. Yeah, how about lucky 9? Ship it? Ah, never lucky. Split. Foil, no. Celestial pack, we skip. Standard pack, we skip also. Could get a glass 9. Glass is, of course, very good with the Giga Chad. Yeah. Supernova. Alright, Supernova is 48 molt. 48 molt instead of... Todd is good with Giga Chad. Let's replace the fist. Take the Supernova. Supernova is half of red card. So we could go one more here. Green Joker? Nope. Let's go next. Alright, here we should totally be fine. Let's just find some odd cards. Pair of aces. I'm gonna ditch the 3, but I have extra 5s, and I have plenty of 9s. Okay, so I mean, that almost wins, which means, you know, we don't need that many pairs. We can play this pair of 9s here. We can still get rid of the 3. Ship it. And then either a 5 or an ace for the win. Yeah, so there's 2 5s, 2 lucky 5s. I'm gonna play the jacks first so that I can dig deeper to get the blue seal. There we go. And then now play the pair of 5s. There we go. So that's 400,000, which means, assuming no debuffs from the boss, we can get 400,000. But of course the boss is going to debuff us, so we got to be a little bit cautious here. What can we dig for? A little bit too late for the vampire, I think. Maybe the vampire gives us like 20% more points. You know, you play the 2 lucky cards, but we won't get the reactivations from the Giga Chad, so maybe that's worse than Michelle here. Michelle, an absolute champ, has been sticking with us this whole time. Let's skip. Alright, doesn't really matter what it is, we just skip. Alright, 84 bucks. We could go back in time. I don't think we need to. Pants for foil? Nope. Star? Nope. Justice? Yes. Throwback? Nope. Hologram? Too late. Scholar? Scholar instead of Todd? Nope. We could get the photograph. Could do the photo Chad. Nice. Instead of Michelle. So I guess then Todd looks a little bit silly, but that's okay. Let's go next. Alright, first one to be disabled is my photograph, so we should play a pair of odd cards. So how about, yeah, how about this 9 we make glass, throwing away, I don't want to play a flush, so we'll play it like this. Ship it. Alright, losing the red card actually sucks. We can still play a pair of face cards. And I don't have that many 7s, so let's throw away a 7 here. Let's just play the pair of jacks. Still got 2 hands left over. Alright. 93 molt on the red card. You can't say that we didn't win this one on the back of the red card. Obviously there in the final hand we used the photograph with the Chad, and that was, you know, significant, but we didn't necessarily need the photograph. You know, if the boss disabled the photograph, we were able to score with just, you know, Todd for chips, and then also chips from our leveled up pairs here, and we also you know, had another glass card in the deck if we needed. We had the 1 steel card in case we needed a couple lucky cards. But, you know, here's the deal with the red card. It doesn't need to be this big. It doesn't need to be 93 molt for it to be worth it. We played 54 pairs. If, you know, 54 on the Supernova, if this had just been 50 red card, that would have been totally fine. We, you know, had many opportunities to get, you know, like uncommon jokers or the rare joker, the campfire. We didn't need it because we had so much plus molt on the red card. We didn't necessarily need to be playing pairs. We could have been playing some other hand if we wanted to. You know, instead of level 26 pairs, what if it was just level 13 straights? Scores the same number of chips, basically. I think the thing that, you know, will have you respect the red card more is if you have better economy, if you manage your money better. And so you should respect the lucky cards as a source of money. You should respect gold cards as a source of money. We had the faceless joker as a source of money. It doesn't have to be a golden joker. It doesn't have to be what is it, the mail-in rebate, you know. It doesn't have to be we had the chance to pick up the rocket, we didn't need the rocket. You don't need that much money for red card to be worth it. You should already be prioritizing booster packs. You should already be skipping a lot of booster packs because you don't want to fill your deck with too many cards from you know, whatever kind of standard packs. I think we only added 3 cards to the deck, right, from standard packs. Same with the celestial packs. Celestial packs, you skip them a lot of the time. If you don't have the one hand that you're trying to go for, then a lot of times it is better to just skip, because you could have, you know, if we go to the collection here, there's a Fool that will come up, and then you don't want the random planet cards from Celestial Packs to interrupt your Fool chain. You want to be able to use Fool to copy things like Hermit, copy things like Death. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Red card is pretty good. It's one of the better commons. That doesn't mean that it's one of the best jokers. It just means for a common, you know, 50 molt from a common is good enough. Take care.